Well, welcome back to Backyard Cars, and today we're doing the Vega 140 hot rod steering box upgrade. And supposedly it's like power steering without power. I don't know. Seems pretty easy though, so let's get in it. Alright, so here's our lovely steering box. And let's see, it's going to go on the car like that. The steering shaft's coming in there, pivot arms there. And instead of what we have now that's pushing this wheel to turn it and pulling it, you see what I'm saying. Instead of having this, we're going to go from the frame across to the passenger and steer it that way now. With the steering box right down in here. And a rod coming back. That's going to go away. And connecting with our column. Yep. That's the plan. So we'll probably have to remove the header. And most likely this light. In order to kind of run everything and get this contraption out. This thing is so wore out, I don't know if I can get you can see back here. That is the adjuster for your steering box. There should be a screw sticking out right there with this lock nut. And there, it's about halfway down in the lock nut. And it's still got an inch of play in it. So this box is coming apart. And they welded this crazy housing to this chassis as if it was holding the whole car together. I don't understand all this here. Kind of come out, hit one, turn, come into the steering box, which has got to sit like right here. Here's the bracket that actually gets welded to the frame like that. Frame comes through here, and then you weld the in this box. Obviously, when it's on the frame, that box, mounts on it like that. Sweetness. I gotta get bolts though. It came with everything but the hardware. So I just ran this one down in here with the bracket on there and then said, hey, let's get a whatever that is. 2 inches. We're good to go. Alright, let me get some tools. I got the headlight thing. I can drop the headlight and I need the death wheel, I guess, or the sawzall. I don't know what I'm going to try first. I'm probably going to just sawzall it best I can and grind off what's left. Well, I got the light off, and then I tried to get in here with the death wheel, and it was just jerking all around. So I grabbed the sawzall and I cut it pretty close. I think we got the majority of it off. Alright, maybe a little grinding on that. Oh, we did good on the top. Here's a pretty good ridge on the bottom still. But I think we got enough room. Now, we'll do some grinding on that, I'm sure. But now I think we got enough room to mock that box up and see where it's going to sit and where that plate needs to be welded. Alright, well, let's get you down in here. I got the bracket lined up and I just clamped it on for now. I cleaned the frame with the grinder, sand deal to make sure we were down the metal where the thing's going to mount to it. And so now all we got to do is tack it, bing, bing, 3 places, take this bracket off, put the box on it, run some bolts in it, and see, make sure it sits level. And then we'll run a crossbar all the way over. Here on the back side is another eyelid, and that's where we'll tap in to get the cross steer. And supposedly it's going to make it handle like a 70s vehicle instead of a 40s vehicle. But anything's better than all the play we had. And I'm going to take this bar here, pull it off. That's what I'm going to use for the crossbar. We'll probably just cut it and re-tap it and set it up from a crossbar. So we're going to reuse. I got to get my cheap hobo freight welder. I'm nervous about that. I got a Miller back there that I need to put a new cord on, because I don't think the hobo freight has got enough juice to really Zeus that in. I don't know if I want to trust my steering on the hobo freight welder, is all I'm saying. So there's what the box is going to look like. We just tacked the plate in just so we can kind of get a vibe, see how it looks. You know what I mean? And it will get you around to the bottom. I got to Zeus it in now. We'll set you up so you can see that. Let's try and get down here so you can see the bottom of it. Alright, that's what she's looking like under the vehicle. Here goes the front shot. It's sitting a little bit lower. I'm okay with that because I need room to be able to get a tie rod up around the top of this. I don't know if you can see that there, but the tie rod's got to come in from the top. So I figure we just turn it over here, you know, when you want to get it in and out, so you got the room, but I want to be sure I had enough room for it to move through here. So, but that's not too bad. It is the lowest thing. It's almost level with the pan and all, so not too shabby. She should be turning pretty good. Let me get you set up. Let me get you set up on a camera view from up top here, and we'll Zeus it in. You want some of my horrible booger welding here? I got these holes here that I want to fill as many of them as I can so it's not so ugly looking. Well, since I'm not a certified welder, I welded way up too high here, and I need to make sure that bolt has room to go in and sit flush. So I had to grind down on this, and then I thought, well, let me just grind it all down. So I ground down those plugs we welded in, ground this down. I got the side here and the bottom. I need to get this side right down here, just kind of clean it up a little bit. Then we'll squirt some paint on it. Well, no, I'll come back with the sanding one and kind of smooth it over and get rid of all the grinding marks. Then we'll come back and, squirt some paint on it. All right, we're going to get you the inside view as we test fit the box. Plate done, grinded, welded, all that good stuff. It's ready to roll. Now, we're going to try and mock up the box, be sure everything's there before we take it off and paint it for final installation, right? Hopefully all these bolts screw in where they need to, and all the hardware is good. Alright, here's the only little issue we got. Maybe it's from me just Zeusing her in there. But with the bottom two just nicely snug, we are off a hair up here. But I'm going to fit a washer in there and pinch it down, and that'll take up some of it, and she'll be in there nice and tight. So, I got to do a little more grinding right here too at the bottom. The bolt head is catching right here and pushing the socket off. And I knew I shouldn't have crossed that spot right there, but I did. So now I got to get the wheel over here and kind of clean that up a little bit if I can. All right, let me do these little finishing things, and then I got to take it back off and paint it. So we'll pull it off, get it painted, final installation, and then we'll work on what are we doing. Oh, we got to do this. I think I can get this back to that factory spot and hook everything back up like it was. No harm, no foul. So that's the plan for the slat here. That I should probably spray black also, so you don't really see it all that much. Who knows? And then we move with the shaft to this section back here is where we're at next. So let's get this painted and the thing installed again. Right. It appears like she's in there, like swimwear. Alright. I need to put little torqueuses on this, make sure it's tight, and then we're moving around to figuring out this shaft and getting rid of that steering box. We're getting there. Ooh, right. We did take the light off, and now it's time to put the light back on. And I don't know if you can see here, but the way this mounted up, it didn't give me any room for my headlight bracket to actually mount here and sit, so I had to notch out the headlight bracket around that bolt so that I can put the headlight back on in the same position it was in. And if I did it all right, it's going to fit. You know, if I did it right. That's the big key. Knowing me, probably not. I probably missed the mark. Oh, it looks like it's going in. It looks like I got it. Maybe? Yeah. I might have gave it just enough room. Almost looks like it knew what I was doing. Don't tell nobody I got it. Just all right. You see that? It notched it out like perfect. Maybe I could have done a little more right there, but it's looking good. Good. Alright, now that we got the box in, and it does all its boxing things, we got to get this bar off, because I'm going to use this bar as my crossbar. That's on there tight. We're going to need a breaker bar. What did they do? Who even put that on? Alright. Oh, that thing's wore out too. Oh yeah. You got play in it, but it's a wobbly one. I guess this can go to the ground. Let's put the nut on that. Maybe we can use that. I mean, save and revive, right? What's going on with this? I'm sure we got to get that off. And there's no way I got a socket that big in here. I was not prepared to do this. Alright, reevaluate. Reevaluate. So when you need more, you need more. And we need one about that size. Just so we all know. That's about how big this dealio is. I feel like we're just going to turn the steering wheel. That's exactly what we're doing. Do we go until it just turns it all the way to lock? Is it? Oh, I just drove it right into the body. That was nice of me. Okay, that was dumb. Which way does it go to come off? Oh, it does go that way. Okay. Right into the body. That's outstanding. Pretend I didn't do that, guys. Sure, tell everybody. I don't care. I'm going to donkey kick this and see if we can't break it loose. I'm going to be in the way, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to hurt myself, actually. Oh, I think we got it. I mean, every now and then. Oh, maybe I didn't get it. Yeah, I did. I had to walk all the way out back for these sockets. And I didn't want to do that. But apparently I should have. Oh, I almost ran it in there twice. I don't even have any PB blaster. I think I got a little tranny fluid. I call Rusty Bolt concoction. It's got stuff in it. Well, oh, it has, there we go. It's stuff. I can't tell you the secret ingredient. Mainly because I don't know. I just put a bunch of junk in there. And I said, that ought to work loosening things up. And surprise, it has worked pretty good at loosening things up. That's awfully tight. Oh. That's getting hot. That was a workout all in its own. What? That was sweet. I really thought I was going to have to get a pulley puller for that. What were you thinking? So I got to cut through this 1/4-inch plate everywhere. Outstanding. I think I can start over here and kind of get going and maybe come through there pretty decently. Well, I just got done sawzalling through the whole thing. It took 2 blades. And then I had to cut another bracket they had down there, catching it from the bottom. And I think it's loose now. I mean, unless there's something else holding it I didn't see. And then I pry up here to get this separate. And she should be coming out of here. All right. What in the holy confabula? Look at all them brackets I had to cut through. I had to cut through all that to get. Dang, I cut through a weld right there. Now I gotta try and clean that up a little bit so it don't look so horrible. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of grinding. Get you a little better view here. Had to cut through those and that bracket. So I'm gonna have to clean up a lot of this stuff now with the grinder. Alright, we accomplished some things. Got everything lined up. We ground down as much as we could. I mean, I was here for like 3 hours. It's pretty rough, man. No, I'm just joking about the 3-hour thing, but I could have ground here another. I mean, it would have took forever to get this whole plate off. Get the little plate off here. They got junk on the inside, so I just ground it down, and it'll look all right when we throw some paint on it. But the big box is gone, and we got our steering column coming out, which I'm gonna undo up in the top up here. I'm gonna undo the column. I'm probably gonna slide it down, replace the steering where I want it, and this is gonna go down. I gotta trim out the floor a little bit so I can get it down and back that way just a hair. I need this to kind of be like right here, and then my shaft will, come out. I got a bearing just in case I need to put a double U joint in here. I got a bearing I'll mount here to hold that shaft, but it looks like if I hit it just right, we'll be able to come out of here with enough to clear the motor mount and get right up in here. Maybe one solid shaft all the way to this. Maybe. That's what we're aiming for. So I'm gonna throw some paint on this real quick. Some rust reformer so it don't, get any worse, and then we're gonna try and figure out how to cut the floor. Alright, I kinda went ham and got everything mocked up. Steering shaft, had to put another universal in there, and this little stabilizer. I got a little pad down there that's going to go through and mount into, little bracket, and then up to the column. I tried to do one shaft from here up, and no matter where I had the column at, it was in here. It was real close to here and up in here, and I just wasn't happy with that. So I made the executive decision to just bump it down, to what you see here, the dual shaft setup. And I'm not a big fan, but oh well. It's what had to be done. So it's all mocked up now. I got a little trimming on the floor, and I want to pull the column out and, paint this up and clean it, because you'll kind of see that sticking out here. Oh, here we go. I might have to just disconnect it from here for right now. This isn't the right bolt either. It's just one I found with the right thread to stick in there for now. Can I get it apart right there? Okay. Imagine that can just hang like that for now. We got to get the column out. One steering column. Alright, so I got to make these little brackets to clamp around the steering column. You know what I'm saying? So they go on each side of the column. I'll make some little adjusters so we can squeeze them together and get that to the floor to give us a nice space for the column to come out of the bottom of the floorboard. So I already got a hole cut, but there's some play in that. So we're going to use these and pinch it nice and tight through that crevice. So coffee. Woo! That one was hot. That one was so hot. It burned, it did my thumb. Stupid song. Yeah, I ain't the brightest, guys. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the brightest. But these ought to do. It's going to go up to the top, cover the top gap. Boom. Boom. We relocated the column from like up here to down here. So those will just overlap and we'll pinch it together. Some self-tappers, right? And that'll hold it in the floor that's already very similar to this. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm just making a hot rod out of junk. Junk hot rod. Alright, I gotta get the grinder and clean this up. And a pair of vice grips to hold those because my hands are not feeling the heat. Alright, so I'm not sure exactly where I left off the other day, but we finally got a steering rod made and I got some brake stuff and I fixed the brake line over there that I hit with the grinder, cutting the mounts off. So here we go. Let's get down here and take a peek at this real quick. This is the rod that my hot rod buddy made me in a pinch. Got some heim joints going up through the bottom, going through the bottom of the steering arm. You know it's going to go up like so. I don't have the little safety washers, but I'm going to order them. So I just got regular washers on here now. But it looks like it lines up pretty good. I probably have to pull this back off and paint it. Well, maybe I'll leave it on there when I paint it. Alright, let's get this wheel out of the way. Now, I do appreciate everybody who commented on my Facebook reel. Some of y'all's ideas for doing this. Heating up the arm and twisting it. And I think one guy said to weld the hole and tap it through another way. I'm glad I don't ride in y'all's cars, boy. Because y'all are dangerous. So for now, we'll be alright. We'll zip this up with my drawing tools. And we'll be able to steer temporarily. You know, I wouldn't go down the road at 100 miles an hour. But to be honest with you, I don't think I go down the road in this car and I had 100 miles an hour either way. I'll take it to the track, but they'll probably only let me make one pass with it before they'll tell me, no, you ain't running that on our track. Alright, on to the brakes. Alright. Alrighty. If we push, oh, there's fluid right there. I guess let's put the new caliper on at least. Caliper on. Right. The other, I had 80 Camaro calipers earlier. And these are 75 Malibu calipers. It's always fun digging around trying to figure out, you know, what they did to make their hot rod. You know, what did you use, guy? Because it didn't come on the old hot rod. I had a socket and a ratchet so I could Alright. New calipers on. And she spins. So, we are ready to bleed, as you can see. Got everything done, and, you know, brakes are not, you know, exciting. So, we just kind of hit a little bit here and there so you can really see that we did it. The only eager mechanic I have in the house is my middle daughter, and she's gonna sit in there and pump the brakes for me while we try and bleed this and see what happens. You know, listen, it's not child labor when they're interested in doing it, when they volunteer. Now, if you got to drag them out here to pump the brakes, that might be child labor. All right, are you ready? All right, go ahead and push the pedal down all the way until it stops. You can go faster. It stopped. Put 2 feet on it and push it. Yeah, till it don't go no more. Push it till it stops. It stopped. You got pressure on it. Okay. Now let up. All the way up. Your foot's off of it. Huh? Okay. Go ahead and push it down. Faster. All the way. Faster, faster. Okay. Let up. All right, start pushing it down. All the way. Push it hard all the way. That's it. Go. All right, I got fluid that time. All right, let up. All right, one more tire. We got the other side all back on. Most of the lugs back in it. These tires, these wheels and tires are so light. It's crazy how light they are. But that's what racing stuff does. I know I just hit my microphone, so it sounded like an earthquake. Apparently race car stuff is light. I wouldn't know, as I never have race car stuff. I just have stuff that I race car with. My battery's dead? I just charged this battery. How could the battery be dead? That don't make no sense. It's dead. D-E-D, dead. I don't understand. Everything's dead. I never have a good battery. Guess who's back? Back again. Oh, that one was a little more. I'm looking for 85. That one was closer to 100. That's 85. That's definitely 85. A little bit of scrub. Just what we want. Woo-wee. Take it easy, buddy. Get the jack out of the way. Try to turn the wheel. Oh, it turns good. Okay. I got no complaints about none of that. I think we're ready to drive it with the new steering box. What do you think? I'm just going to put up some tools and then I'll let you know what we're doing. Probably driving it, though. I need tires, man. Jeez, I need tires. back at the house, and there goes the finished product. The Vega 140 steering box. It steers really good. I can't complain at all. Well, I guess that's all on this for this time. It drove well. We still got to get kingpins in it and some rear tires before we can drive, because those rear tires are square and it hops real bad at like 35. Oh well, maybe we can fix the rad and get this fan off of here. We got still things to do. But that's enough for this week. I know, I got the big block. I got to get that in the Monte Carlo. I know you guys are waiting on that. I got to start working on it. But I appreciate you watching, and I think I'm actually going to take the Monte Carlo for a cruise because I'm bored and we got sunshine. So, yep. I need to find a way to make some money though, because I've been spending it like I'm rich. Alright, y'all take care. Come back and see us. Thanks for watching.